I have been treading water. Not drowning, not failing, just treading water. Working hard, staying afloat, keeping everything going, and somewhere in the back of my mind knowing that treading water is not the same thing as swimming. And I decided I was done with that. So I started building something. Quietly, mostly on my own without making a big announcement about it, and without asking for anyone's permission or their opinion. And today I want to talk about why doing it quietly, at least at first, might be the smartest thing you can do. Quick note before we go any further, the income results I share are my own and are not typical. Building income streams takes time, consistency, and effort. This channel is for educational purposes only, and nothing here is financial advice. Some links I mention are affiliate links, meaning I may earn a small commission at no cost to you. I'm Valerie. I'm 62 years old. I live in a camper on 18 acres in South Carolina, and I'm building income streams that don't require clients, a boss, or being available every single minute of every single day. I'm not a guru. I'm not selling a course. I am a woman who got tired of treading water and decided to swim instead. And I'm sharing what that actually looks like in real life, not the highlight reel version. So if you're over 50 and you've got that same restless feeling, like you're capable of more, like you want more, like retirement sounds either terrifying or boring or maybe both, subscribe. That's exactly who this channel is for. And stick around, because there's something I want to tell you near the end about why you don't have to explain yourself to anybody before you start. That part changed something for me. Let me tell you what was actually going on when I started building this. Steve and I, my husband Steve and I, have built a real business, a successful one that we are proud of. But successful doesn't always mean free. Sometimes a successful business means constant clients and constant problems and being needed all the time and never quite having any room to breathe. And I got to the point where I looked at the next 10, 15 years and I thought, is this it? Because if it is, I'm going to need a different picture. Here's the thing about me. I've felt this before. There was a time I needed a challenge so badly I went to truck driving school. Not because I had to, because standing still felt worse than the risk. This is that same feeling. Not crisis, not failure, just I'm not done. And I went to go find out what that means. If you've ever felt that, you're in exactly the right place. Now here's the part I really want to talk about, because I didn't exactly take out a billboard. I'm a private person by nature, and I've noticed something over the years. The minute you do something different, people start drawing conclusions, and they're not always correct conclusions. If you start a new income stream, some people assume your main thing must be struggling. If you pivot, people think you failed at the last thing. If you try something new, somebody's going to say, oh, I didn't know things were that bad. Well, things weren't bad. Things were just not enough. And those are two completely different things that I didn't feel like explaining to everyone I know. So I didn't. I just started. I didn't announce it on Facebook. I didn't send a newsletter. I didn't bring it up at dinner. I just quietly began building something, learning as I went, and let it grow without an audience watching me to figure it out. And here's what I learned from doing it that way. It was so much easier. No pressure, no expectations, no comments from people who don't understand what you're doing and feel the need to have opinions about it anyway. Just me and the work. I'll tell you when I finally did start talking about it. It was when I had enough under my belt that I could stand behind it. When I could say, here's what I'm doing, here's what's working, and here's what I've learned. Not theory, not hope, but receipts. So what does quietly building income actually look like? Let me be specific. I started with the Amazon Influencer Program, short videos about products people are already buying on Amazon. When someone watches and buys, I earn a commission. I've made $6,836 from Amazon since January of this year alone. I started my adventure in September 2025, so I haven't even hit a full year yet. Nobody had to know I was doing any of that. I was just sitting in my camper making videos, building a library of content that keeps working whether I'm there or not. I also got Facebook monetization approved. Brand new, barely earning yet, and I'm being honest about that because that's what beginnings look like. And I've got more in the works, more channels, more affiliate programs, more things I haven't even launched yet. None of it required me to quit anything. None of it required an announcement. It just required me to start. Here's what I've learned about doing this quietly. When nobody's watching, you can try things, you can fail, you can adjust and try again without it feeling like a whole public event. You don't have to defend a plan that's still just an idea. You don't have to convince anyone before you've convinced yourself. And by the time people in my life started noticing, I already had something real to show for it. The conversation changed completely. Instead of, why are you doing this? It became, wait, how are you doing this? That's a much better conversation to be having. I want to say one more thing because I think it's the most important part. I'm not building this just for the money. The money matters. I've got real goals and real bills and a house I'm working toward. But what I'm really after is options. Freedom. The ability to look at my life in 5 years and have more than one answer. Several small streams that run whether you're having a good week or a rough one. That's starting to look like freedom to me. And I'd rather build that quietly and steadily than wait until I'm desperate and have to do it loudly. Because you know what's worse than people wondering why you're trying something new? Running out of options and wishing you'd started sooner. So if you're sitting there with that treading water feeling, capable of more, wanting more, not sure where to start, here's what I want you to hear. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to quit anything. You don't have to explain yourself to a single person before you begin. You just have to start. Quietly, on your own terms, one small thing at a time. I did it. I'm still doing it. And I'll keep telling you exactly what I'm learning as I learn it, because that's the whole point of this channel. Subscribe if you want to come along and tell me in the comments, is there something you've been wanting to build but haven't started yet because you're not sure what people will think? I promise I won't tell anyone. Stay close. You're not done yet, and neither am I.